So, today we're gonna go again through some Reddit questions, and I've seen there's actually a pretty cool things there, pretty cool things. I've actually now, for real now, I've seen something that's pretty fucking amazing, and I'm really looking forward to going through that, showing that, talking about that. But yeah, there's gonna be more after the intro as always, so stay tuned, stay there, and bada dings. And with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. I'm once again standing here because I think it is just a little bit better, and also kind of my quote-unquote performance is a little tiny bit better. I don't actually know why. Maybe because there is some association with being in school and presenting something and stuff, which is something that I've actually always quite liked, and I've always been kind of good at, I've not been just... Please check out the description. Or that description actually, because there's a lot of free things that you can get. First of all, there is the link to the podcast, because this is actually a podcast and a YouTube quote-unquote show. On the other hand, you're also going to get 3 things, as I said. For example, the free PDFs of the things that I've highlighted in this episode or in other episodes. If I've highlighted something, then it is going to be in a tiny PDF. You can download it and print it and share it and do whatever with it. And there is everything in this that I've gone through in this episode, which is pretty amazing, because some people like to listen, therefore we're having a podcast. Some people like to watch, therefore we're having the YouTube videos. And some other people like to read things, and this is why there's also the free PDF. And there's as well some music, so if you do want to have some background music in this video, then please also check out the 3rd link, or it's actually I think the 4th link, but 3rd section, something like that. And there's also just different tracks to choose from, and they're all I think an hour long, so you should be fine. Everything should be fine, should be good to go. And yeah, enjoy the episode, and I'm gonna see you. Good or something, but kinda good, which I think makes it quite everything more likely to be liked by this particular person. Quite, This is also why I think that most often it is the case that if you like something, that this is probably also going to be one of your passions, or when you are good at something. When you're good at something, then it is probably also going to be one of your passions because you're good at it, You're good at it, and therefore you also like it because you're good at it. But yeah, anyway, enough talking and more going through the quote-unquote questions, because most often it's not going to be questions, but rather statements. But yeah, here it is. And the first one is titled Recovery. And there's actually no upvote or something, as far as I see. Or this is just not working. I don't know. But the whole thing is this one, which is a really cool... I think that's actually a GIF. And for all the podcast listeners, what we're seeing here is a relatively overweight kid and a super... Yeah, now you can see it actually, a super ripped person. And they're training together now. They're in the gym. Now there's some punching bag action, or punching ball rather, I'd say. And now there's some bicep curls. So I think he's basically his personal trainer, I assume. And now there's a high five. And the whole point is now, he's fucking thin and he's fucking in good shape. Of course you can see that there's a lot of skin, a lot of excess skin, but this is just gonna inevitably be the case, because if you're just so overweight there, the skin has to be somewhere, even though, but this is something that I'm willing to talk about afterwards. Then you see some rope swings, and now it starts from the beginning. What I was referring to is that actually not Seth Godin, but David Goggins, I think it's David. Isn't it David? I think it is David. David Goggins said, and he was also pretty overweight, really overweight, and he was able to just get that down really quickly by just working out every single day, just 100,000 push-ups and stuff, and quite actually always doing something. He was always just being on a bike, he was running, he was just doing everything he was able to do, and he was able to actually get that down in 3 months or something. I think kind of 60 pounds or something, maybe even over 100 pounds. I'm not quite sure about that. But he was really able to just not have any excess skin. And at this point in time, he's also not having any excess skin. And he also hadn't just had an surgery and stuff. He didn't do anything, but he said that the really high reps that he was doing, because he was doing just 100 push-ups, for one set and stuff. And just in total, there was just really an incredible amount of exercise, an incredible amount of numbers, or not really sets, but reps that he was doing a day and a week and whatnot. And he said that this is kind of his quote unquote secret for just not having this excess skin. So if you're also struggling with that, maybe this is something that you should be doing. I actually don't know why. I really don't know. Maybe we can find something there. How to lose 106 pounds. Yes, I've actually been right with over 100 pounds. How to lose 106 pounds in 3 months. This is what he did by the wearesuperhuman.com site, as far as I've been able to catch that. And here you can see, in the first few pictures, the left one, he's just, in a little bit of better shape. Then he's kind of overweight, and then he's just in a shape that he's right now, which is really a good shape. One badass mofo. Yes, he really is. Like, he did so many things, and he was just pushing himself so hard that he basically just fucked himself up so much. Like, it is insane. Like, really now. Like, really now. The workout of a lifetime. Goggins pushed the enormity of his tasks out of his mind. If he thought about what he would have to do, he knew it would be too much. Instead, he channeled his energy into creating the most insane workout schedule you can imagine. Then he went to work like a madman. His average day looked something like this. 4:30, wake up, breakfast, which is 1 banana. Keep that in mind. It's 1 fucking banana for fucking breakfast. That's not that much. 5 to 7 a.m. ride on the exercise bike. 2 hours. 8 to 10 a.m. swim at the local high school about 2 miles. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. circuit workout, which is a full body workout apparently, with 5 to 6 sets of 100 to 200 reps each. And you have to think about it, like, if you do just, let's say 200 reps, and you're gonna do this for 6 sets, it's gonna be 1,200 as far as I can calculate that, 1,200 repetitions of push-ups, of whatever it might be. Like, this is really insane. This is actually not really also something that some really fit guys can do, and also girls. Like, this is really insane. Then again, from 3 to 5 p.m., the exercise bike, 5:30 p.m., run 2 to 6 miles, 7:30 p.m., dinner without any lunch, so he had no lunch apparently, chicken breast, sauteed veggies and a small amount of rice. And from 8 to 10 p.m. again the exercise bike, then 10:30 p.m. sleep, and then wake up again. Yeah, and he wasn't also getting a lot of sleep. I don't actually know if this is like counterproductive for actually losing weight, since it's apparently the case that if you're just not sleeping enough, that you're also not going to lose weight as much. And I kind of also feel like that I've seen that with myself in terms of like, okay, when I've slept like just a decent amount of time, then I've just looked really I'm not ripped, but I've looked ripper and leaner than with, I don't know, 5 hours of sleep and 6 hours of sleep and whatnot, kinda thought that I have seen that. So his average daily total was 6 hours on the bike, 2 miles swimming, 2 to 6 miles running, 3-hour circuit workout, over 1,000 total combined reps, and a calorie intake which is lower than 800 per day. Even though they say like it's lower than 800 calories a day, which is really not that much, even though I do feel that if you're really used to it, if you've really done this for just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, I think you actually can get used to it. It's not going to be easy, especially in the first beginning, because if you are overweight, then you've probably been on a really high caloric diet, with a lot of sugary stuff and a lot of this and that, which is adding up to really a lot of calories. Like, even though it's not a lot of volume, a lot of these sugary things, a lot of these sweet things and chocolate and whatnot, they're having just high calories, and it is also just feeling nice. You're getting just endorphins and whatnot by eating that shit, and of course it's gonna be done pretty easily, and like, it's easy to gain weight actually. It's not that easy to lose it. Once again, it is simple, but it is not easy, But let's actually go ahead. I've just spent 10 minutes for one thing. And I don't know, this episode might be not edited as the other ones, but it might just be a little bit longer. I kind of feel like that it would kind of be cool if I'm able to do them a little bit longer, because I like it, because it's cool, it's nice going through them. Well, I'm gonna see. I hope this helps. I'm actually gonna skip that. I don't know why, but I am gonna do it. Stretch your arms and feel the earth. You must learn to feel safe. You must feel assured of your security. Don't give energy to thoughts that make you feel small, pretty vulnerable, and exposed and insecure. Things are good, all right, and things are indeed good. I'm not gonna read the whole one actually, but things are really good. Like, we're having it really fucking good, especially when you're living in a fucking first world country. And this is something that I've been talking about like just 100 times before, but it is totally the case. Like, we're having everything. We're having the web. We have enough food, which is, if you think about it, and this is actually, and kind of, don't get me wrong or stuff, I've been thinking about it. I think it's been yesterday. I'm not quite sure, but I thought about it yesterday while I was actually eating, probably. I thought it is actually insane that we're having just enough food. And especially in these times, in these corona fucking times, where food seems to be kind of quote unquote low on supply. Like, we're still all having enough food, fortunately. But I thought, like, if it happens, it's gonna happen right now. Not having enough food, actually having to struggle with that, which is something that also first world countries had to struggle with just in war times and stuff, you know. It's not that of a new thing actually, but thinking about it, just, you know, it's insane. If you're not having even enough food, which is something that probably the past generation, well, I never ever know that this is like the past generation. So for example, my parents, they have been growing up after war and stuff. So they have had never actually a time where there was just everything fucked. Now everything is quite fucked, you know, like not really, but you can also compare it to war thing, I guess, you know. Even though when there was war, you could also just go outside, probably. But yeah, anyway, so it's a really interesting thing, and we should all think about that, and we should all just really get ourselves into perspective and get our thinking in perspective and actually see that whatever the fuck we have and like all the things, it's not really like just, we shouldn't take it for granted. It's not something that we just, I don't know, everyone has, for example. There I learned there is a famous Australian pop rock song about grieving over the loss of romantic partner. The chorus sings, "Am I ever gonna see your face again?" It is Australian tradition for the crowd to shout, "No way, get fucked the fuck off." Well, you know, let's do it like this. You know, the question is, what about loss? You know, what do they mean by loss? You know, is it about like just when somebody died? Then I think don't say that. But if it is like, okay, I'm just gonna break up with you because of this and that, then yeah, fuck off. Unless it is a good person, you know? It really depends on the person and the situation. Your situation, her and or his situation and whatnot. But yeah, there is an image. Uncle Iroh, which is apparently, I guess, as far as I remember, from the Avatar series that was on Nickelodeon, probably. I think not only in Austria, but just quite everywhere, but yeah. Remember that when Uncle Iroh was stuck indoors, he came out looking like this. Uncle Iroh is having none of your excuses. Yeah, quite well, you know, quite really the case. And I also thought about it in that way, like if we would be actually in prison, and there is a lot of people that really got pumped and ripped and stuff in prison. And I mean, like, of course we're having some things to do. Of course, some people have to do school stuff, like I am actually, and some people also have to work and stuff and just still have to do that shit. But it is a great time to also just get that done maybe and start working out and start doing something for your health, also because it is healthy and it could help you, you know, it could help you in the just years after this one. But I really have to think about how long this is going to take us, you know, and how much our society is going to change in this period of time, I'd say. Because I mean, if I think about it, what the society must have been like after long times of war. Like, I mean, like you can't trust anyone, and nobody was probably trusting anyone as well. Like, this is an insane thing, I guess, how the society is changing and or how secure we all are feeling. You know, I think after this time, nobody's gonna fucking shake hands. Probably, at least not a lot of them. And also maybe a lot of people are gonna just not go partying. A lot of people are not gonna just go to just any concerts and stuff. I think it's just then gonna take some time until we really feel secure again and also able to do all these things without just feeling like, well, what if just this and that could happen and stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe these are just my thoughts. Maybe this is, let me know. Self-help alliance, or is it alliance, alliance? I never actually know. People need it. So for the past few months, me and close friends have been working with a group of people. We have been holding each other accountable to our goals and also reading an assigned book that we vote on each month. Yeah. This group has had a massive impact on me and other people in the group. We have accountability partners as well, which is nice because anytime you're struggling, you have someone to get you inspired and getting you to take action. There's so much more included in these groups, but I basically am looking for more people. These groups are not for the faint of heart, but if you think you're up to the challenge, comment back below if you want to be a better version of yourself, meet awesome people and kill 2020. Guys, let's make this our year, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty cool thing. So if you're interested in that, I might be linking this down. Just only this thing. I hope that I'm not going to forget about it. Like, the chance is pretty high, but I hope that I'm not going to forget about that. I think in theory it is a cool thing. The only thing, and you might also be able to assume that, the only thing that I can understand it, but the whole book thing is for me like, okay, you don't have to read a book. You don't, like, especially because some people, like for example Gary Vee, also Seth Godin, who's an accomplished writer and an author, and he's just, he authored like I think either 18 or 19, I'm not quite sure, best-selling books. And he often says that whatever you're finding in these books, you can also find on the internet for free. Basically also written by him, on his blog and stuff, but you just have to search for it. But it is for free, and you can just learn it anyway. So I think you don't really need to just go through a book. You don't really need to read a book. You could also just hop on the internet and search for the information that you want to have. Maybe the information is even going to be better and or just more recent and therefore better. Like the whole book thing, I can understand it, but I think it is some sort of as well overdone thing. I know, of course, a lot of people say like their life is just consisting of books, and a lot of people have been reading books, and maybe it's then even a placebo that you're gonna think like and also feel like better because you have been reading this book and whatnot, and you also feel smarter and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it just really comes up to what you prefer, because some people can read and some people also want to read, but some other people do just not want to read. This is not their way to learn. Some people just talk to other people. They do osmosis. They do just whatever. They watch videos, because we can also do that. And therefore, I think you should also choose the best way for you, not just the way that somebody else told you to take. But of course, like, every way is going to have some benefits and also some drawbacks, probably. You're not gonna find every single bit of information that you might be finding in a book also on the web, because it's just not there, especially when it comes to older books and stuff. But yeah. Is Google's marketing course worth investing your time in? I think it probably is, because it is. I don't know it actually, and I haven't also taken it, but I think that, it is Google, and it's probably also for free, because he's not saying anything about money, but rather worth investing your time. But well, this floating sidewalk looks kinda lit. Yeah, it's a cool thing. I wouldn't necessarily say that it is something new and innovative, but it looks lit. Lit like me, boys. Anyway, opportunity still exists in a COVID-19 world. And now I should actually not be in this fucking business ideas fucking subreddit. I do actually have to say, like, it is fine for me. It is fine for me if people actually want to make money in these periods of time. And there's also probably some way to do so. If we think about the stock market being extremely down from time to time, you can also actually buy some stocks then, because they are relatively cheap. But yeah, they are really cheap. And you're probably also gonna then hold them until everything is okay again, and then you can make some money. But on the other hand, I feel like, well, let's just not focus on just making money at this point in time, or in these times. In these times, it should really be about, first of all, securing your health and also securing other people's health. But also, I don't know, I think putting out something that's positive. And I really, really, really truly hope that I'm also able to do so. I really hope. I really do hope. This too shall pass. Let's see, it is a stoicism idea, but I think this is actually it. But yeah, it is gonna pass. Everything is gonna pass. The good things and also the bad things, which is unfortunate on one hand, but also good on the other hand, because there's gonna be some things that, are not so good. They're gonna pass. So just because I'm thinking about it and I see that I'm advancing in the time in terms of the episode, the question of today is gonna be, are you grateful for what you're having? Do you practice enough gratefulness? Is this something that you have been incorporating into your day maybe? Because, people say like, okay, they're doing it every single morning, they're writing down what they are grateful for, and or just in the evening, just whenever. I wouldn't necessarily say that you have to do that. I think though that it kind of can make sense and is probably a good idea to do so. But on the other hand, like, okay, if you just think about it and maybe set yourself some reminders to also think about that, then you just don't have to write it down, but you're still kind of practicing that. Just first of all, you're practicing gratefulness, which is also practicing the perspective that I've just recently been referring to. Like, okay, not everything is just or should be taken for granted. And yeah, this is it, I think, with this episode. So thank you very much for the time and attention that you have given me. I hope that I've actually been able to bring you some good information, something interesting, something valuable as well. I really hope, and also just some entertainment. I think this is also a really big part of whatever I'm doing. But yeah, I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person, then being remembered as a nice person. But yeah, with that being said, I'm hopefully going to see you the next time, and bye-bye. 3 other questions that I still have. If you are, why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea. But yeah, I'm hopefully going to see you the next time. So bye bye.